an issue close to the hearts of those in the Jeffco Kids First community: school shutdowns and the role of public health. In Jeffco, our children in public schools spent the better part of 2 years learning online, wearing masks if they were in classrooms, and even being denied the ability to participate in extracurricular activities, despite what we heard at the debate. For the most part, our current governor allowed retail businesses and pot shops to reopen and abdicated responsibility, keeping schools closed, and supported local unelected public health officials who shut down our schools. Nora, a freshman, is here to ask our next question.
It was hard knowing our school leaders were not making enough changes for us during the pandemic. Jeffco Kids First successfully pushed back on public health orders and forced change at the top level of Jefferson County Public Health. Did local and state public health departments have too much power? And what would you do to roll back their influence?
Heidi first.
Thanks, Nora. I am so glad you're doing well. A lot of kids aren't. A lot of kids that were shut down out of sports, their schools were shut down, they weren't able to hang out with their friends, go to the mall. Why on earth are we not trusting parents to make these decisions? Parents know better than anybody how to protect their kids. No one wants to protect their kids more than parents. Unelected bureaucrats, I know their heart might be in the right place. They don't know what's best for our own children. We should decide that. And when parents stood up in Jefferson County, it's part of why I reached out to help, because I'm like, these parents are saying, if you support local control, we are the local control. We're telling you we want our kids in school. And trust us to decide what's best for them. If our kids want to go to school with masks, great, then they should. If they want to get a vaccination, if the parents want them to, great, then they should. If they don't, they should not. He talks about choice in healthcare. Where was the choice in healthcare for 2 years? He kept schools and sports and churches shut down. And he kept pot shops open. And no one will talk about it in the media. No one will talk about it outside of those of us that are trying to get our message out there, that there are other ways to deal with things like that, with crises like that. And it goes back to trusting the people of Colorado to make good decisions for their lives, their businesses, their families, their children. Their children. Parents need their power back. They need to be first in line. Thank you.
So that was a great question, and I'll just answer it. Yeah, they had too much power. The health department, their role is to inform us. The government role is to inform us. Once we're informed about what the danger is, we can do our own assessment of ourselves and our family and those around us, and then say, these are the steps we're going to take. I have in-laws that are in their 80s. So when I was informed about the virus, I said, okay, we're going to lock you guys away. We're going to bring you food. We're going to make sure you're safe. But I didn't lock myself away because I'm a healthy male. I didn't lock my wife away. I didn't shut down my business. We informed the people in the business of what the virus was doing, and then we allowed everyone to make their own decision. And we went through that process, and not a single outbreak happened. For our kids, I will say this, I will never forgive them for masking our kids, because the harm that's been done to our kids is generational. It's generational. For adults, we get to make choices. We can decide whether or not, but for our kids to mandate that, it took away their development, it scarred them for life, and even today you will see kids who are afraid of other kids now. That is no way to live a life of fear. And so I would say they do. They had too much power, and their job was to inform us, not to regulate us.
Yeah. Hey, Lindsay. And just so you know, they still have power. We are one of a handful of states that are still under an emergency executive order by Jared Polis.